Three. Well, welcome, Anna, the band. Going to be talking with them today. They just released an EP, The Art of Letting Go. And welcome to the Citadel of Metal Fellowship at ProgressiveRockCentral.com. I have Anna Christenko and Josh Mack. Anna is the lead vocalist. Josh is the lead guitarist. These guys are really the leaders of the band. And welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to, and they're, by the way, they're in Australia. I'm out here on the west coast of Washington, Washington State in the United States. And so they're a day ahead of us, but go ahead and if you want to say hi. And
Thank you for having us.
Hi, Mark. Thanks for having us.
yeah, definitely. All right. And then first of all, congratulations, Josh. He is now an endorsed guitarist for Ormsby Guitars. And that is, from what I read on Facebook, one of his lifetime achievements. He's always wanted that and finally received that. And that is fantastic.
Yeah, thank you so much. They're a really great brand from Australia, and it's a big honor to be part of their family.
All right. Well, tell me about Anna. How did the band begin? How did it emerge? How has it evolved? And go from there.
So we become together last year, January.
Mhm.
Yeah. At first, we found a bass player, but he's not current bass player. It was different bass player, but yeah, from that he introduced us amazing Cleveland on the drums, and Cleveland introduced keyboards.
Matthew.
But why we start the band? Because I was trying for a long time to
We were writing a lot of songs for Anna, like as a solo artist initially, and we needed a band.
Yeah, it was good song, sounds good, but it just it didn't go anywhere. But as soon as we start the band, the things just magically start happening faster than we expect. I'm a little bit worried, sorry.
No, you're doing great. Both of you guys are doing great.
And I'm just so happy that I found them, and they are like the best that I ever could dream of. They're so talented. They humble. They
work really hard.
Yeah, work very hard. Never miss anything. They've been very good boys.
Well, everything really sounds good, both on the EP and my wife and I, because she didn't know who you were, I was listening to some of your live videos, and the live videos come out very well as well. So definitely. So when did you begin? And just kind of just a short trip back.
The band started, we put it together probably last January.
Okay.
Most of these songs, all of them except for Ouroboros, we had already written the melodies for. And originally they were intended to be, kind of more poppy, acoustic kind of things. When we got the band together, Anna said, I don't want it to be pop, I want it heavy. So me and the boys, we kind of sat together and we kept pushing it, like, heavy enough? Do you want heavier? And she kept going, heavier.
Where our drums become what is called the beat of blast.
Sometimes there's almost blast beats in them with like a black metal thing.
But it sounds good. I was like, I like it.
But the good thing is she keeps her normal tone, her normal voice, And I just got done telling her that, but so many out there are trying to scream at you or growl at you. And she just comes at you naturally, and it's wonderful that somebody's still doing that. I gotta ask you right off the bat, and you guys kind of commented about it on Facebook, but this is the EP. Is there an album coming? Because the EP is fantastic on its own, but
Thank you.
I think there's more.
Thank you.
We do have songs that were, in different stages of being finished.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We are planning, and like I really want that, like the album specific name. We already planned that. Some songs are ready, but some is just the idea, maybe the title of the song, maybe the riff. But yeah, absolutely, we in progress.
And do you think that'll be this year or next year?
Next year.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What are some of your influences? Because yeah, I'd like to know that, because
Mhm.
I think you might be pulling for some of the bands that I love too. But go ahead.
Like what I really listen,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Because I don't listen metal. Like it's very few bands. It's Nightwish, Evanescence, and not every song. So like I listen a lot. Lara Fabian is
Okay.
French. She's the same like Celine Dion. I love them both.
Yes.
I love Adele.
Mhm.
I listen. There was a part where I was so obsessed with Lana Del Rey. If you
Oh,
heard
yeah.
of her, yeah, for like a couple of years, every single day I will listen her. Um, I don't know. Lady Gaga. Um, I like all this like popish.
pop stars. Yeah.
Yeah, pop stars. Yeah.
It's interesting you bring this up, because when we first started setting up the band page, we had to write, what we call our genre. And I think each person brings something different. So we said it's progressive symphonic black pop core, which kind
Yeah.
of represents each member of the band. Anna brings the pop. So she was never into grinding vocals, screaming, and like she didn't like the sound of it, and she didn't know how to do it, and she didn't really want to know how to do it. So I said, good, like
Thank
just be you.
Mhm.
With myself, I love bands like Dream Theater, pretty much everything Dream Theater associated, Liquid Tension. But also, I love a lot of heavier stuff, like a lot of the Swedish melodic death bands, In Flames, Children of Bodom, Soulwork, and even bands like Cradle of Filth, Dimmu Borgir. And the rest of the band, the bass player Tori, he's very much influenced by Dream Theater too. A lot of that 80s stuff like Mr. Big, he loves Billy Sheehan. Our drummer is a bit more into the modern metalcore bands, guys like Periphery. He likes a lot of that kind of stuff. And our keyboard player has no clue about any of this.
Well, he sounds a little bit like Dream Theater as well, but
Yeah.
fantastic find, because he really is excellent. I think I wrote that in the review. He really stands out.
He loves he's a jazz player, and
Wow.
he loves jazz, classical. Our main thing with him is kind of reeling him in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to keep him within rock. I
Yeah,
guess.
like he can play absolutely anything you ask him to play. So it's just a matter of
That's good.
directing it a bit.
But I also wanted that he also liked that, like also like the songs, not just like play in the
Yeah.
band. Yeah.
He sneaks stuff in live, especially some jazz bits.
Yes.
He probably wants his own solo somewhere down the road, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's a
anything,
few of them, short ones in this EP, but
Yeah.
it sounds like Anna saying no.
No, no,
No,
absolutely.
no, no, no.
We'd love
I
to.
don't say no, sometimes. Sometimes I say, but I'm happy if they um express themselves. So I'll give it like you should play solo drums, bass, everything like for
I will
them.
let you in a little secret. One of
Thank
the
you.
new songs has a solo from everybody.
That's good. No, that's
Yeah.
gonna be good.
Mm. Oh my God, it's just so exciting to write a songs. Like so cool. I love it.
It sounds like, and I think you just did a video or just we're working on a new video for the title track, I think.
We've got two more videos.
Or not
One
the
for
title track, but um the album concept, the album cover concept.
yeah,
That's it.
Ouroboros.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's coming out next.
Yeah,
And when,
23rd.
go ahead. Yeah, when are you gonna be releasing that?
We're gonna release on the 23rd of February.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be looking for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a famous producer, right? Video producer. You mentioned that in the Facebook post.
Oh, that's actually the third video for
Oh,
Scars. Yeah, that's gonna be coming out 20 after the EP on the 29th of March.
So probably around 4th of April.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The music video will be released early April. It's called Scars. Yeah,
Oh,
and videographer, photographer, his name is Peter Colson, and yes, he's well known worldwide.
Yeah, he teaches he does like tutorials on photography.
oh,
And
wow.
he go on tours. He's he's just amazing. Yeah,
All
and
right.
he helped us to film our last music video, and it's gonna be black and white, very classy.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Formal attire.
Yeah, a little
Yes,
bit. Yeah.
yeah. Me and Josh gonna wear suits.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but
All
kind
right.
of mine is a bit interesting, like half suits, but he wearing the full suits. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it reminds me of the song I can't remember.
Yay!
With the girls in the background and the guy singing in front from the 80s. God,
Trying to think.
you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think. This sounds
It'll come
familiar.
back to me.
Yeah.
But okay, let's come back to your stuff. So you've already done a few shows, but will you be touring The Art of Letting Go, or are you gonna wait until the album's finished?
We're planning. At the moment, we're trying to start putting together a tour in Australia once the EP is out. And yeah, we'd like to play more places. It's just at the moment nothing's confirmed yet, but we're looking into it. We'll definitely like to start touring as soon as the EP's done.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you also recently signed to Eclipse Records. They released this album, and I'm sure they're giving you a hand in helping you get on festival set lists and tours as well, probably, right?
That's more. We actually take care of that. They work with us more on the releases and the promotions of the album. And a lot of the touring stuff we do more in-house among the band.
All right. If you had to, well, you don't have to because there's, but if you had to choose two or three of your favorite songs off The Art of Letting Go, which ones would you like to talk about first?
Not the one. I think I'm not the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the opener, isn't it? Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
opener. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about that because that keyboard. I've already said I love the keyboards. That opens it is fantastic, but go ahead.
Um,
I'm not the ones. It's probably leaning a bit more towards rock than metal. Just the difference would be, I guess, in the tones and the feel that we have for it. You know, there's some metal things starting to creep in, but when we approached that, it was a lot more, you know, I love bands like Deep Purple, and I'm not the one takes a lot of influence from that kind of thing.
Yeah, it does.
but when we write, it's never like, oh, we're gonna sound like them, or
Yeah,
let's go this way. It just happened. Like we had the melody, I read melody, and lyrics we read both, me and Josh.
Mhm.
But and then we just played, and then boys just fill in, and I don't need to even say anything. It just happened. Um, the way it is
Mm.
now, and yeah, it's interesting.
Like I'm not the one compared to a lot of other tracks. I think like I really love blues music.
And it's go
me
crazy
too.
and crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like it. Oh my God. I'm like, woohoo.
That's something, yeah, I think with metal sometimes compared to rock, you lose a bit of that soul
Yeah,
when when you focus too much on technicality, but you know, if you introduce a bit of blues into it, and even with that Hammond solo at the end, you really capture a lot of things that make, you know, blues music so special and so
'Cause-
enduring.
yeah.
she really likes it.
Um,
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I don't know what else. What else do you want to know about the song? Like,
Well, I compared you to Katerina Nix and Nastya Savaska of Mission
mhm.
Jupiter. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to
I
either of
listen.
them.
I
Yeah.
did. I did my
Fair
homework.
comparison, or was that a fair comparison, or not? Not that
Yes.
you are
Did,
copying. You probably have never heard of these people,
no.
so I'm
Mm,
not saying you're copying them,
mm,
but I'm just trying to, for review purposes, compare you to somebody so that
Mm.
somebody else that has heard of Mission Jupiter, but not
uh,
you, will say, "Oh my God, I love that. Let's
yeah.
give this a try."
Yeah, I like it. It sounds good. They sound good. The vocal is clean. I like it. Beautiful. Yeah. I think you
It's
mm,
pretty spot on. Yeah,
yeah.
Was it? Well, thank you.
Yeah.
No, those are two really good bands. You're not, you should
Mhm.
take it as a compliment. It definitely is a compliment because
absolutely. Thank you.
I love both of those bands.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, hoping that both of them get more airplay as well down the road because more people need to hear them. And I know Mission Jupiter is working on their next album, and hopefully that'll be out sometime this spring or so. But um, definitely two great bands. But now we've got somebody that is just as good, and
Thank
Thank
you.
you
you.
guys are excellent. Okay, anything else you want to say about that song?
Um,
How about some of the lyrics? Because the lyrics on,
Oh.
well, this whole album, but especially on that song, are very.
Oh, okay. So the lyric written, um, it's um I have, like, through my life, I have a lot of guy friends where I grew up with boys, playing footballs, whatever. But when you grow up, they start kind of,
liking you.
yeah, and then there is a problem where, like, I know, I understand they're falling for me, but I'm gonna lose my friend. And then
Yeah.
we both kind of like, in this situation, I don't like that. But it's happened a few times, and I feel like, oh, there will be a like good songs to write. And where I talked to Josh, he's like, that's so weird. Like, how you gonna write about your friend? This is so mean. And I was like, no, I didn't mean that. I don't wanna write a mean song, but it's kinda like yeah, it's just I can't be your girl.
In a
Wow.
relationship, yeah,
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
friendship to relationship. I mean,
yeah,
I want to still be your friend, but I don't want a relationship with you.
yeah.
I think
But
that's
I feel that I have the sentence that I don't wanna like make you like break your heart or like make you miserable or something, but also like I will be also sad, you know.
And now looking back, it's kind of a unique take on. There's a lot of songs that talk about, you know, relationships with other people, but this is a kind of a unique perspective that we don't really hear someone talk about.
true. Yeah.
And I like it's just I mean I love all of them, but it's just this one is so fun, but
Mhm.
also like sad. But I love to dance on stage during the performance. Oh, that's one of my favorite songs to perform.
To perform. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
My favorite song would be the one that's coming up next, Ouroboros,
Go ahead.
because yeah, like that was something we really got to, you know, explore a bit more of the proggy side of things. It's our longest song. It comes in at
Yeah,
about 7 minutes.
yeah, it was his idea. He's like, Anna, we need to like something like move faster. I was like, I think the song's quite fast. No, 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 you don't understand. I need to write riff first. I was like, okay, because usually I write melody and then we put everything together. And I was like, sure, go ahead. And then he wrote the riff, and for me, kind of what I was learning how to write a melody already on the something like here you go, this riff, and then you write a melody. I was like, okay, but I think it's pretty cool too. I like
Definitely.
it.
And what attracted you, or I think the writing on this album comes back to that idea over and over again. That's probably why you put that on the cover of the album. And by the way, who did the cover art, and where did you must have been inspired by seeing one of those, and you want to just talk about the history of that? I'm going to stop
But the
stop guessing here.
Yeah,
the original idea to have, you know, the snake as the logo, it was, I don't remember where I saw it, but I came across it at some point. Like it's a very famous and, you know, ancient symbol. And I showed it to Anna. I said, I reckon this should be your logo. And she straight away she loved it.
Mhm.
So we then went to this guy. He's an artist. His name's Ben Sullivan, and he actually works with us on our comic that we do for the band. And he also works with me on another comic that we're doing. So he drew up this design. He wanted to take this symbol, you know, keep the symbol so you recognize what it is, but you know, make it a bit more modern with, you know, different designs to the patterns on the snake. And then after that, we took that and went to another friend who does graphic design. Her name's Jodie Horn, and she helped us create these backgrounds for it that looked, you know, really amazing. So that each one, they're kind of the same from, you know, each song, but the backgrounds change and
yeah,
kind of,
that was planned. That
yeah,
was planned.
and that kind of express the song, each song in terms of how it looks.
Yeah, and they're so different. I love it. And we didn't uh, not we didn't have examples. We just sit and talk. I was like, okay, what do you want? I was like, oh, the mauve. I want something maybe look like mauve, but I don't know. Yeah, it was just like talking, we don't have any like reference or something. We just sit down and talk, and yeah, Ouroboros is just like so pinky, like so pretty. Love it. Yeah.
Mhm. Let's see. I'm just looking at the time here. We got about 5 minutes before it cuts us off.
Oh no.
One of the other no, we're gonna, hopefully you
Okay.
guys can stay around for another
Sure.
part two. But real quick, you mentioned the comic and I totally forgot about that. But yeah, they are going to have a comic book out about this whole EP, I guess. Tell us a little bit about that. When's that going to be released, or maybe it already has, but tell us a little bit about that. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the comic book came about when we were shooting Morph. So my brother was directing that video, and he saw all of us standing there in, with our masks and all that, and he said, "Well, you guys look like a comic book,
Hmm.
and I think it'd be really cool if we had a comic." It just so happened that I was already together with my brother and our artist Ben were working on another comic. So we told Ben, like, hey, could you maybe let's pause work on our other comic and let's put together a few short pages that we could bring to gigs as merch. So we developed that. There's a big story to that. It doesn't necessarily relate to the songs, but it's kind of ties into the band.
Yeah.
And right now we have a 7-page comic, like just a short preview of what we plan to do. And that's only available at the gigs at the moment.
Yeah.
And we're gonna put together a full issue. Eventually there will be digital versions. But what we're hoping to do is that the current issue you can only get from gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
And then
people
once,
go to the gig to get that along with the music, but yeah.
yeah. And then the back issues will start to become available online later on once we get the issue 2.
Yeah. And it will be like bigger, like 20 pages.
Yeah, it'll be a
Something.
full comic.
Yeah.
But still, that first one is going to be a collector's item down the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
We printed and numbered 150 of them, and I think there's about 30 left at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Very
really
good.
pretty. I always want to do something with the cartoon. Like I always want to be a cartoon version. So I was like, oh, maybe we can do merch with our cartoon versions. But this turns out even better,
Wow.
like with the comic, because it can go even bigger after comic. Maybe cartoon series, movie. You never know.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool if you guys get picked up when they did something like that. Yeah. Coming back to the lyrics for just a second, on that song, because it is one of the best. Well, they're all great songs, but a soul reborn from my demise, let out a sigh. No more lies. So watch me as I rise. Talk a little bit about that. Falling down and then pulling yourself back up, and how that symbol on the album cover kind of gives people that idea, or that hopefully inspiration to do that.
Well, the lyrics to that song were actually more intentionally written to reflect the story of the comic
Oh, okay.
and Anna's character. But it also, of course, like we wanted to, write it such that because in the comic, Anna's character is basically a goddess.
Uh-huh.
And one of our big challenges that we had was, okay, how do you write a character that's so powerful but still relatable? So we had to introduce all these human elements, and it didn't matter how powerful she was physically, but emotionally she was still susceptible to the same things that humans are. So
Okay.
it draws upon that, which also reflects a lot of the other songs, that heartbreak and emotional turmoil that people go through. But at the end, with the snake, you know, it's about that cycle that
Reborn.
it gets reborn again.
Yeah, don't give up. Keep, finding the best of what was what you were doing and rebuild, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not the end yet until you die. So
Well, yeah, and nobody wants that. All right. So only got about a minute, and then we're gonna come back for part two.
awesome.
Anything you wanted to add about those songs before we get into the others when we come back for part two? Or anything that I didn't cover yet that you want to mention? And so when is the new comic book going to be out? Did you give a date or
We
not
don't
sure?
have a date. We don't have a
Okay.
date yet. Yeah, it's in production.
Okay.
We need to sell old ones, like 150 copies we sell, and then we make new one.
Oh, okay. You're waiting till those are done, and meanwhile it's in production to be to come out. And do you think